Are you considering a potential move to Lake Tahoe or maybe even purchasing a vacation rental in Lake Tahoe and wanting to know what is it like living in Lake Tahoe? Well, in today's video, we're going to go over all of those pros and all of those cons so you can be aware of exactly what you're getting into when living in Lake Tahoe. So stay tuned. What's up, everyone? This is Rachel, and we are the Living in Lake Tahoe channel. And if you want to know what it's like to live, play, stay, vacation, own real estate, have fun in Lake Tahoe, this is the channel for you. So make sure you click that subscribe button, smash the like button to make sure we are giving you value and you are getting notified every time we have a new video coming out. We're getting calls, emails, and text messages from people that are relocating to the Lake Tahoe area every day. So if you're moving to the Lake Tahoe area, make sure to reach out, call us, text us, whatever you feel comfortable with, DM. We got you covered when relocating to the Lake Tahoe area, and we absolutely love it. So keep them coming. All right, so let's get into this video. You are wondering if Lake Tahoe is right for you. You're wondering, gosh, maybe I buy a home out here, a second home, maybe I get a vacation rental. I don't know. Well, today we're going to go over all of the pros and cons of living in Lake Tahoe to help you make a better decision. So let's get into it. Okay, so pro number one. Lake Tahoe is super close to the Bay Area. So if you are going to be living in the Bay Area, you're going to have a pretty easy hop over to Lake Tahoe. Depending on traffic, usually about 3 hours, maybe a little bit more than 3 hours. If you're going to be heading up to Incline, we have a second home in Incline, and it usually takes us, depending on when you go, a good solid 3 hours. So if you are going to be in the Bay, it's just a great little getaway. Lots of people do it all the time. So I grew up in the Bay Area, and I grew up going to Tahoe. So I know Tahoe like the back of my hand, and I love it there. It's a great little getaway. Go once a month, go once every other month, go like twice during the year. It's really close, and it's an awesome place to get away to. So that is my pro number one. It's just a few hours from the Bay Area. All right, pro number two is, let's just keep it real. It's beautiful here. I mean, you are going to have the mountains, the lake, the wildlife, the hiking. It's absolutely stunning here. We love it. I love Lake Tahoe. I've been going since I was a baby, and literally it's never gotten old. I mean, it's just so gorgeous. There's so many things that you can do. And to be quite honest, like, we just got a second place up there, and I just sit on the deck and I just listen to the creek, and I'm just closing my eyes, and from the rat race of wherever you're coming from, it's just beautiful to go and enjoy and just sit on the lake, have a great day. You don't have to do much. You can sit on the beach during the summer and just enjoy the lake, or you can head up skiing, and there is a plethora of ski resorts, which we'll get into in my next pros. So pro number two is it's absolutely gorgeous, stunning scenery. All right, now pro number three is there is a ton of action to be had in Lake Tahoe. So not only can you, let's break it down by winter. Not only can you go up skiing, there is a plethora of mountains. There's Sugar Bowl, Boreal, North Star, Kirkwood, Heavenly. There's Diamond Peak and Incline. There's Mount Rose. There's so many mountains that you could go to just to ski alone, okay? That's one. There's snowshoeing you could do. Plethora of places that you could just go snowshoeing in the mountains, like on trails. You don't even have to pay for this. So you can snowmobile, cross country skiing. There's sledding for the kids. I mean, the sledding is awesome. We live in Incline, so it's a hop, skip, and a jump, like, to go sledding for free. You know, we can go to the golf course, we can go to Mount Rose, like there's so many, we can go to North Star. There's so many places to do things, and you could just go off the side of the highway and do this. You don't even have to pay to do this, but there are a plethora of places. Even in South Lake, there's a handful of great little like snow tubing places that you can go to. So that's just the winter. Okay, let's get into the summer. Summer is like, oh my gosh, summer and spring are amazing in Tahoe. The lake, you could go like kayaking, paddleboarding, prone boarding. You can go swimming, water skiing. I mean, oh my gosh, there's so many things. Jet skiing, there's tubing. You can do so many things. Can you tell that I love Lake Tahoe? I mean, and if you don't want to do any of that stuff and you're allergic to the water or you can't swim, you could just float in the lake with a life jacket. Now, albeit it's a little chilly, but it is awesome. And just sit on the beach. You can go hiking. There's tons of hikes. There's mountain biking. I mean, there is just so many activities to do in Lake Tahoe. I absolutely adore it. I love it. It is my escape from life. So that is my number 3. There are so many action-packed activities that you can do all throughout the year. All throughout the year. Winter, fall, spring, and summer. All throughout the year. Tons of activities. All right, my number 4 pro is that the beaches are beautiful. Okay, so the thing about Lake Tahoe that I personally love is that the water is stunningly clear. It is so clean and so beautiful. I don't feel grossed out. I don't feel like something's touching me that shouldn't be touching me. People that live in Lake Tahoe, residents of Lake Tahoe, and I think a majority of people that visit want to keep Tahoe clean and blue and gorgeous. So I'm all for this. I always try and promote everybody, take your trash out. If you're bringing it, take it out, keep it clean, be respectful, because Tahoe is so beautiful. I mean, the lake is just, you have to go and experience it. It's so clear and so beautiful, albeit it's chilly. It's definitely not warm lake water, but it's fresh, it's gorgeous, and you could stay on a paddleboard all day long and just really enjoy the lake. If you're like me, I'm not really into kind of murky lakes or kind of creepy water. Even in the Pacific Ocean, I went to UC Santa Barbara and we would do ocean swims because I was on the swim team. And I mean, you're swimming in the kelp and you get the tar on your feet. It's just really gross. And that's not for me. I love Bahama water, Hawaii water. Those are my kind of favorite styles of water where you can actually see through the water. It's murky and gross. So it is a little trek to get here to Tahoe, and it is a little bit cooler, the water. So you have to be aware of those things, but it is stunningly gorgeous. And I mean, just take a look at the B-roll and enjoy, because it's perfection, in my opinion. Maybe if I could take it up a little bit warmer to be like the Bahamas water, but then again, we would be in a different climate. So that's why you go to the Bahamas for that and Hawaii. So that is my number 4. The beaches are stunningly beautiful and the water is gorgeous. All right, now number 5 is there are amazing ski resorts here. So there are so many world-renowned ski resorts. There's the Palisades in Tahoe, which I think was formerly Squaw, Heavenly, Kirkwood, Boreal, Diamond Peak, Homewood, Sugar Bowl. What else? Did I say North Star? Kirkwood, Mount Rose. There is a plethora of ski resorts that you can come to if you are a beginner or if you're an expert. I think I've skied every single one of them except for Diamond Peak and Mount Rose, which are on my list this year. So there's a plethora of ski resorts. You're gonna have so much fun. You could do pretty much anything, beginner to intermediate, to going off on your own, skiing through the trees, depending on what you want to do. There's also, like I said, tubing, but the ski resorts here are world class. So number 5 pro is the ski resorts are amazing. Okay, pro number 6 is the fact that there is amazing weather all the time. Well, if you consider snow to be amazing weather, basically what I'm trying to say here is there is always something to do all throughout the year. So oftentimes resort towns will be kind of seasonal, right? Whereas Lake Tahoe is not really seasonal. You have a little bit of a shoulder season in between maybe September to the winter season, between summer and winter. You've got that fall. But again, I really think fall time in Lake Tahoe is gorgeous. The leaves are changing. You could still do hiking. You could still go onto the beach. And to be quite honest, this year, we've had this beautiful weather. So we had all of this snow dump, a ton, 8 feet of snow, record snow, but it's all since kind of been melting. And the last few times, I've been out and about, it's been beautiful. We've been able to take hikes, go to the beach, enjoy. I have a little guy, so I'm always taking him to the parks and the beach, because where we are, there's a beach and also like a playground. So it's really nice to be able to get him to be able to do both. So yeah, it's a little brisk at times, sure, but like it's not been crazy horrible weather. So all throughout the year, there are times when you can enjoy the weather, be it, you know, making a snowman or just enjoying the sunshine and sitting on the beach. So my number 6 pro is that the seasons and the weather is beautiful all throughout the year. All right, pro number 7 is the nightlife. Now, depending on where you are in Lake Tahoe, nightlife will be better here or elsewhere. So I think my top picks for nightlife are going to be South Lake, which I love, and Truckee. So where we are in Incline, it's a little bit more of a sleepier town. There's not much to do, not a ton of restaurants, but still some really good ones. The nightlife though, down in South Lake is 2 thumbs up for sure, because you're gonna have lots of bars, live music. You know, there's pretty much all kinds of things that you can do, like going to the casinos. You know, they stay up really late. Truckee has a little bit more nightlife, and Kings Beach, teeny bit, but not too much. So as you go away from South Lake, it's not gonna be as fun, let's put it that way. So my number 7 is nightlife is awesome, specifically in South Lake and Truckee. All right, my number 8 pro is the fact that Lake Tahoe is a perfect place to have a second home or a vacation rental. So we have a place up in Incline, and I absolutely love it. I think, like I've said, from all my pros that I've just listed, it is a great place to get away. And if you want to rent, own, have a second home, have a vacation rental, it is awesome for that, because there's so many people that love, especially from the Bay Area, that love to get away up to Tahoe and just enjoy the peace and the nature and all the beautiful things that encompass Lake Tahoe, which I've mentioned in my 8 pros. Like, it is an awesome place to have a second home or a vacation home. So I definitely recommend it, and we're happy to help you research that, ask any kind of questions you may have. Our team can help you with that. But that is my number 8, is that it is a great getaway, and it is a great place to have a second home, a vacation home, a rental, you know, vacation rental, whatever you name it, or even just rent. So there's so many great things to do here. I absolutely love it in Lake Tahoe. All right, now on to the cons of living in Lake Tahoe. You need to consider con number 1, be prepared and have a snow shovel. We learned this the hard way when it dumped 8 feet of snow. Thank God for neighbors. If you're gonna be living in Lake Tahoe or having a second home or even vacationing here, you need to make sure that you have a snow shovel or a battery operated snow shovel like I really want. My Christmas list, my Mother's Day gift. I want a battery operated snow shovel because those things look amazing online. You need to have this. So little things like, you know, when you buy a property and it's a vacation rental, let's say it's a second home vacation rental, and you want to go up there with your friends or family, you know, just to get away for the weekend. Well, it dumped 8 feet of snow and it's sunshine now, so you're good. The roads are plowed, so you're okay driving up there. But when you get up there, just know, unless you have a really great neighbor like we did that will plow a walkway into your front door, you're gonna need to have a snow shovel handy. So you're probably gonna have to crawl over that snow to get into your door, and then get the snow shovel out of your closet and start moving that snow so you can get in and out of your property easily. Just something to take note of. Learn from my negative experience. Thank God that I had a great neighbor. So it's always really good to be wonderful to your neighbors and to be respectful, because people in Tahoe are actually really kind and loving and very good people. So as long as you keep that same energy, you're gonna be all good, okay? So number 1, be prepared to snow shovel, and make sure you have a shovel or an electric shovel or a snowblower, because you'll need it in the winter. All right, now, so on to con number 2. Depending on where you're gonna be looking to live on the lake, it can be very expensive or somewhat affordable. I think in general, it's gonna be a little bit pricier than the average in America, cost of living, which we'll go into in another video. But in general, it's going to be higher than average America. Okay, so down in South Lake, you'll probably find single family residence to be a little bit more affordable than you would in necessarily an Incline. So I'm just using top and bottom here. So South Lake, you could probably find a single family home, depending on the location and what needs to be done to it, in the range of like 500 to 700, upwards to like multi-millions, right? Obviously, as closer you get to the lake, the nicer, the bigger, etc., you're gonna pay more. Now, for Incline Village, which is in Nevada, and kind of in between there, it's going to be more expensive always in Nevada for various reasons, what we won't get into now. But for example, for a condo or a townhome in Incline Village, you're probably going to be paying, I would say, minimum probably $700-800. If you want a garage, you're probably going to be at least $1 million. And then the properties in Incline single family residences will go up to anywhere from 1.1 to, I think, I'm not sure what the record is for the actual highest sold property in Incline, but steep, 30 million plus. So it's desirable there, and the lake is gorgeous, and Incline has a private beach. So all of these little factors factor into it. So plus it's also Nevada. California is a little bit different. So depending where you go, if you want to buy a property, it can be pretty pricey, and it's definitely going to be probably double or slightly pretty high above the average home single family residence in the United States, which we'll get into in another video on that. So that is my number 2. Can be pretty pricey if you want to buy here, so just take note of that. All right, con number 3. And this is super unfortunate, but I just feel like it is what it is. In California, we have fires. In Nevada, there's fires. There's now a fire season in California and Nevada. Sucks. It is what it is. I don't think it's going to change. I wish it would, but I think that it's global warming. Who knows? So be prepared in the summer months, which are the best months really in Tahoe. It is a bit of a bummer, but last year they had horrific fires last year in South Lake. Thank God there wasn't too much. I mean, I think there was a lot of damage, but I think it could have been a lot worse. But I can tell you for the last, handful of years I've been going up, we always go to Incline. It's been pretty smoky in the summer months, in August and September. So I feel like June is usually pretty clear. It just depends on when the fires start, because what happens is they start usually at the Bay Area or around like Yosemite, somewhere in California they start, and then the air will kind of float the smoke and whatnot, to the various areas. And I can tell you, I've had some really great times in Incline, and you see the smoke, it doesn't necessarily affect you because you're not breathing in it, it's pretty far away. But I think last year, the residents, a lot of them had to leave Incline and, around the various areas around the lake because it was really bad last year in South Lake. So unfortunately, that's my number 3 con, is that you need to be prepared that it is kind of now a new season, fire season in California and Nevada. So some years might be better than others. I can't predict it, but I can tell you from experience, having a place there, it's something that I would take it any day of the week because it's so beautiful all throughout the rest of the year. And you're really looking at just a couple weeks in the summer, maybe like 4 to 6 weeks. And of those 4 to 6 weeks, it just depends on where the fires are located, if they really affect you. Like last year, like I said, South Lake was hit pretty hard, so it just filtered up the lake, and everyone was pretty affected. So fingers crossed, praying that the years get better, but we'll see. So that is con number 3, is the fire season. All right, con number 4 is the wildlife is real here, folks. It's not something to mess around with. Bears are legit, and they're real, and they're out, and they know what is going on. Couple stories for you. I had a friend, they were vacationing in Sunnyside area with some friends. They left gum in their car in the middle console, and they left the doors unlocked. Now, What do you think happened? Husband comes back to try and get some beers that he left in the car, and the door's open. Weird. Wonder what's going on there. Well, a grizzly bear, well, maybe not grizzly, but a bear came in and was searching for that gum in the console. So lock your doors, close everything up. You will see as you become a patron of Lake Tahoe, all the trash is in these bear resistant trash bins for a specific reason. It can be frustrating, it can be annoying, but if you can't fit the trash in the trash bin, take it with you, because you just don't want these bears to be meandering around. We actually had construction done on our place, and the contractors had left a few bags of garbage out, and maybe like they had a cup or something in there, not too much garbage, but the bears got into it, and it was awful because some of the trash like spilled onto the ground, and it's like we had to have them clean it up immediately. So you absolutely cannot ever leave trash on your front porch. You need to get it out into the dumpster where it's locked, and it has a bear-proof way about it so bears can't get in. So wildlife is real, people, and that's just talking about bears. We're not talking about all the other things, but that's the most important to mention. So con number 4 is wildlife is real, and you are sharing the mountains with those little guys. So be cautious, be aware, and be kind. All right, now con number 5. If you're living here, especially during the shoulder season or maybe deep in the winter months, you need to know it can be a little isolating here. There is not a ton to do at night. So if you're a night person, if you're a family that wants to relocate because like you're sick of living in a super expensive place and you want to come to like, let's say Incline or Truckee or Donner Lake, these areas are not super bumping, even like Crystal Bay, Carnelian Bay, they don't have a lot of stuff going on. So that could be an issue for you. And there's some restaurants, like I said, I love Carnelian Bay has like Garwood's, which is super fun. There are places that people, like single people, could go to, but like family, I actually met a family at the park the other weekend, and they had relocated from down south, like I think the San Diego area. And they were telling me they wanted to move because they have little guys, and they really thought that they could meet parents here and that it would be fun to like get out and have a good time and like play and whatnot. But they just found that people that live in, Lake Tahoe area and Incline specifically, they didn't really go out. They said they kind of all just go at home and like hang out at home. And I think the reason for that is there's just not a lot of stuff to do in the winter months. Like you can go to a restaurant, but I think kind of like it shuts down a little bit. People it's seasonal, so that you have the people that work there, and it's not like really bumping. But like there's so many things to do during the winter months, like skiing and snow sledding and all that stuff. It's just the nightlife is kind of like a little bit minimal. So it's something to take note of. My number 5 is it can be a little bit isolating. It can be a little quieter town. So if you're used to like a city vibe, this is something that you need to take into consideration. Maybe that you come in just the summertime or the springtime where there's a little bit more activity outside for people to do. So just something to take note of. All right, con number 6. If you're going to own a home here, this is definitely something to take note of because we had to find this out kind of the hard way. Now, our team has people that can help you, but number 6 is going to be, it's kind of hard to find vendors to work on your properties here. They can be found. Don't get me wrong. There's definitely people here that, can do stuff. But you have to recognize that there's a lot of people coming from the Bay Area, coming from other areas of the state that are wanting to have second homes here or vacation rentals. And if you need to have work done to your property, it can be challenging at times to find laborers because I think it's getting more and more expensive to live here. So people are either filtering themselves out or they're just totally overbooked. Now that's kind of something that is going on across the country. It's not just in the Lake Tahoe area, but I can tell you right now, these vendors are a little bit on Tahoe time, which is what people like to call it, like a little bit like island time. They get to it when they get to it, and they're usually booked. So Something to take note of if you're going to own real estate here and if you're going to need vendors to work on your home, it's good to establish great relationships. Reach out to people like our team that can help you find those right vendors and get the help that you need. But you need to know it's going to be a little challenging, and oftentimes they're going to be pretty backlogged and booked up. So if you need something done right away, you're going to have to call multiple people or try and schedule work to be done like maybe a year in advance or something like that. Get on their books. So that is my number 6. Vendors can be hard to find and on Tahoe time. All right, con number 7 is, let's keep it real. It's a vacation town, so you're going to have vacationers coming here, and it's going to kind of be impacted and suck with traffic. You're going to have to deal with people going to the beach, people skiing, having long lines when you ski, having it being crowded. Unless you have a little guy like me, and you could get away during the week, it's going to be tough. If you have kids, you're going to have to operate around their schedules. And usually that just means that unless you can take days off, you can have to deal with the skiing crowds and the long lines and the impacted hills. Now, I've heard that certain ski resorts like Diamond Peak and Mount Rose, which I have not skied at yet, do not have as bad as lines during the busy season. So I'm going to check that out, so I'll confirm it once I do it. But if you're looking at like Heavenly, Kirkwood, North Star, you're looking at long lines to ski. And when you come in the summer, if you're going to any of the beaches like Kings Beach, Carnelian Bay, South Lake, the beaches are going to be impacted. There's going to be like a lot of like hard times trying to find parking. So you just have to figure out your way to get to the beach, get there early, drop the kids off, park your car, do whatever you got. But that's basically number 7, is that it's going to be impacted with vacation crowds, pretty much all year round not necessarily all year, but like spring, summer for sure, and the winter times, you're going to get impacted with people that are coming to vacation and enjoy the lake. It's just part of what it is, and you just got to maneuver around it. All right, now con number 8, which I think we talked a little bit about before, is that this town shuts down early. You are not going to have a vibrant bump-in nightlife until 2 in the morning. South Lake, yes, you're going to have a little bit more activity. You can stay up later there, but all the other towns around Lake Tahoe, you're going to basically shut down pretty early. So you're not going to be able to party like you would in San Francisco or New York until the wee hours of the morning. There might be a few dive bars, but it's something to take into consideration. It is a family-oriented town, and we need to be respectful of our neighbors, of course, but you are going to have the option to take the party home. Just be careful with those rentals, because people that party, the neighbors call. So number 8 is this town will shut down early. South Lake will stay open a little bit later, but everywhere else, you're going to shut down early. All right, con number 9 is the fact that this lake is chilly. It is going to be colder than your average lake. It's going to be fresher. It's maybe not a lake that you can like stay in all day long, but you're going to love it. You're going to get your floaty out there and you're going to enjoy it. I personally love paddleboards because you can actually lay on the paddleboard and not be like condensed in the water, but it's going to be chilly here in this lake. The water is stunningly gorgeous though, so it's totally worth it. Go get a boat, go get a paddleboard, go get something that you could just chill out in the sun, hop in the lake really quick, and then get back into the sun. So something you need to know. Number 9 is the fact that this lake is chilly. All right, so that wraps up our pros and cons of living in Lake Tahoe. As I told you, there is a plethora of great things to do here: hiking, biking, lake living, lake life, skiing, having so much fun, enjoying the outdoors and activities. The only thing missing here is you and your beautiful home. And the only way we can help you find that is if you reach out to us. So give us a shout, email, call us, text, DM, PM, whatever you feel comfortable with. We got you covered when moving to Lake Tahoe. And until next time in the next video, I'll see you guys. Bye.